Another general came to join Cao Cao, bringing several hundred men. He was from Zhu County in Mount Tai, named Eugene, styled Wenza. Seeing Eugene's mastery in archery and horsemanship and his impressive martial skills, Cao Cao appointed him as marshal of troops. One day, Xiahou Dun brought a large, imposing man to see Cao Cao. When asked who he was, Xiahou Dun said, "This man is from Chunlu, named Dian Wei. He possesses incredible strength and once served under Zhang Miao. Due to disagreements with his subordinates, he personally killed dozens of them and fled to the mountains. I met him while hunting. He was chasing a deer across a stream, and I recruited him into the army. I now recommend him to you." Cao Cao was impressed by Dian Wei's strong build. Xiahou Dun added, "Once, to avenge a friend, he killed a man and carried the severed head through a crowded market, and not a single person dared approach him. He wields two 80-pound iron halberds, one in each hand, and on horseback, he swings them as if they were weightless." Cao Cao ordered Dian Wei to demonstrate on the spot. Dian Wei mounted a horse, brandishing his weapons as he charged back and forth. Suddenly, a large banner near the command tent began to topple in the wind. The soldiers struggled to steady it, but Dian Wei leapt down, shouted them aside, grabbed the flagpole with one hand, and stood unmoving in the wind. Cao Cao exclaimed with joy, "This man is like the mighty Erlai of ancient times." He immediately appointed Dian Wei as commandant of the guard and gifted him his own brocade robe and a fine horse. Inside the city, Tao Qian gathered his officials and said, "Cao Cao's army is too powerful. We cannot defeat them. I should bind myself and surrender, letting him do with me as he pleases, in exchange for the lives of the people of Shuzhou." Before he could finish, a man stood up and said, "My lord, you have governed Shuzhou with justice, and the people are grateful. Although Chao's army is large, they have yet to breach the city. If you hold out with the people, I may have a plan. Even if I am not capable, I may still bring Cao Cao to ruin." Everyone was surprised and asked what the plan was. As the saying goes, an enemy may become a friend, and hope may arise from despair. Who was this man? Find out in the next chapter. Now, Li Ju's nephew, Li Bi, found out that Fan Chou had secretly released Han Sui and immediately reported it to Li Ju. Enraged, Li Ju planned to send troops to punish Fan Chou. Jia Su advised, "With morale unstable, now is not the time to raise troops. Instead, host a victory banquet, invite Zhang Ji and Fan Chou, and during the feast, have Fan Chou executed, quick and clean." Li Ju was pleased and arranged the banquet at once. Midway through the feast, Li Ju suddenly turned hostile and accused Fan Chou. "Why did you collude with Han Sui? Are you planning a rebellion?" Startled, Fan Chou couldn't even respond before the guards rushed in and beheaded him on the spot. Zhang Ji was so terrified he prostrated himself and dared not move. Li Ju lifted him up and said, "Fan Chou was plotting rebellion. I had to kill him. You are a trusted ally. There's no need to fear." He then gave Fan Chou's troops to Zhang Ji, who returned to Hongnou. Wherever Cao Cao's army passed, the people were massacred and graves were dug up. Tao Qian, still in Shuzhou, heard that Cao Cao had raised troops to avenge his father and was killing civilians. He cried out to heaven, "I have sinned and brought disaster upon the people of Shuzhou." He quickly gathered his officials. Cao Bao said, "If Chao's army is coming, how can we sit and wait? I'll help you drive them back." Tao Qian had no choice but to lead troops out to face the enemy. From afar, the Cao army looked like a field of frost and snow. In the center flew two white flags with the words "Revenge" and "Justice." The formation was strict and imposing. Cao Cao galloped out in mourning white robes, whipping his horse and shouting curses. Tao Qian also came out under his banner and courteously greeted Cao Cao, saying, I had intended to befriend you, so I asked Zhang Kai to escort your father. I did not expect his betrayal. This was not my intention. I hope you understand. Cao Cao roared, Old scoundrel! You killed my father and still dare to make excuses. Who will capture this traitor for me? Xiahou Dun rode forth at once. Tao Qian fled back to his formation. Cao Bao came forward to fight. Just as the two sides clashed, a fierce wind blew, stirring up sand and dust, throwing both armies into chaos. Each side withdrew. Meanwhile, Li Ju and Guisi, hearing that Li Meng and Wang Fong had been killed by Ma Chao, finally acknowledged Jiasu's foresight and began to trust his strategies. They chose to defend the passes and avoided further combat. As expected, the troops from Shiliang soon ran out of food within 2 months and discussed retreat. Then, someone in Chang'an reported that Ma Yu had colluded with Lu Fan, Zhong Xiao, and others to support Ma Teng and Han Sui in a coordinated uprising. Enraged, Li Ju and Guisi executed the families of all three and displayed their heads outside the gate. Seeing that supplies were gone and the internal plot had failed, Ma Teng and Han Sui had no choice but to retreat. Li Ju and Guisi sent Zhang Ji to pursue Ma Teng and Fan Chou to pursue Han Sui. The Shiliang army suffered defeat. Ma Chao fought fiercely in the rear and repelled Zhang Ji. As Fan Chou was about to catch Han Sui near Chinsong, the two finally met. Han Sui reined in his horse and called out, We are from the same hometown. Why so heartless today? Fan Chou stopped and replied, I must obey orders. Han Sui said, I came here for the sake of the state. Why do this to me? Moved by his words, Fan Chou turned his horse and withdrew, letting Han Sui escape. A soldier who had fled from Ing Xiao's forces reported the murder of Cao Cao's father. Upon hearing this, Cao Cao collapsed in tears. His men lifted him up. Gnashing his teeth, Cao Cao said, Tao Qian let his soldiers kill my father. This hatred is irreconcilable. I will lead a full-scale assault on Shuzhou and avenge this blood debt. He left Sun Yu and Cheng Yu with 30,000 troops to guard Wancheng, Fancheng, and Dongyi. The rest of the army marched toward Shuzhou. Xiahou Dun, Eugene, and Dian Wei led the vanguard. Cao Cao ordered that every city taken be purged of all its inhabitants. Total massacre as revenge. The Grand Administrator of Zhejiang, Bian Rang, who was friendly with Tao Qian, led 5,000 troops to help Shuzhou. When Cao Cao heard this, he was furious and ordered Xiahou Dun to intercept them en route. At this time, Chun Gong was serving as an official in Dongjun and was also close to Tao Qian. Hearing that Cao Cao intended to massacre the people, he rushed to meet him. Though Cao Cao initially refused, he eventually agreed to see him out of past friendship. Chun Gong said, I hear you've raised troops to avenge your father and plan to massacre every civilian you encounter. I came to stop you. Tao Qian is a kind and virtuous man, not someone greedy or disloyal. Your father's death was Zhang Kai's fault, not Tao Qian's. The people of Shuzhou are innocent. Please reconsider. Cao Cao snapped. You abandoned me before. How dare you show your face now? Tao Qian killed my entire family. I swore to cut out his heart and liver. Even if you plead for him, I won't listen. Chun Gong had no choice but to leave, sighing. Now I've lost face with Tao Qian as well. He rode off to join Zhang Miao, the governor of Qinlu. Cao Cao, a famously cunning hero, once exterminated the Lu clan. Now, he embarked on another brutal killing spree. The heavens see all, and retribution is inevitable. After Li Ju and Guisi defeated the Shiliang army, other warlords dared not speak out. Jiasu repeatedly advised them to pacify the people and befriend capable men to revive the court's power. Unexpectedly, The yellow turbans rose again in Qingzhou, gathering hundreds of thousands under various leaders and plundering the countryside. Minister of the Imperial Coach Zhu Jun recommended someone to suppress the rebels. Li Ju and Guisi asked who. Zhu Jun said, "No one but Chao Mengda can defeat the bandits." "Where is he now?" they asked. "He is serving as governor of Dongjun and has troops and generals. If we send him, the rebellion will be swiftly crushed." Delighted, they immediately summoned Cao Cao and Bian Xiang of Jibei to jointly suppress the rebels. Cao accepted the decree and joined forces with Bian Xiang to attack Shouyang. Bian Xiang died in the fighting. Cao Cao pursued the rebels to Jibei, capturing tens of thousands. He used the surrendered troops as the vanguard, and wherever he went, the rest surrendered as well. In less than 100 days, he had incorporated over 300,000 men and 1 million civilians. Cao Cao selected the elite among them and named them the Qingzhou Army, sending the rest home to farm. His reputation soared. When news reached Chang'an, the court named him general who pacifies the East. Cao Cao continued to recruit talented men in Yanzhou. Among them were an uncle and nephew, Sun Yu of Yingchuan, originally a follower of Yuan Shao, now coming to serve Cao Cao. Cao Cao was delighted and called him Mai Zhongliang. He made him army supervisor. Sun Yu's nephew, Sun Yu, styled Gongda, was also a renowned scholar. He had served as palace attendant but had returned home. Now joining his uncle, he was appointed army instructor. Sun Yu said, "I heard there is a virtuous scholar in Yanzhou. I wonder where he is now." Cao Cao asked who it was. Sun Yu replied, "Cheng Yu of Dongyi and Dongjun, styled Zhongda." Cao Cao said, "I've heard of him," and sent men to find him. They found Cheng Yu reading in the mountains. Cao Cao personally invited him. Cheng Yu then told Sun Yu, "I am not worthy of your recommendation. In your hometown, there is Guojia, styled Feng Shao. He is the real talent. Why not invite him too?" Sun Yu slapped his forehead. "I almost forgot." He then recommended Guojia to Yanzhou, where they discussed national affairs. Guojia later recommended Lu Yi, a descendant of the Emperor Guangwu from Chengda in Huainan. Cao Cao invited him, and Lu Yi recommended two more, Manchong from Chang'e in Shanyang and Lu Qian from Wuqing. Cao Cao already knew their reputation and summoned them too. Manchong and Lu Qian then recommended Mao Jie from Pingqiu in Chunlu, and Cao Cao invited him as well. From then on, Cao Cao had wise strategists and brave generals under his command, establishing his authority over Shandong. Cao Cao sent Governor Ing Shao of Taishan to escort his father, Cao Song, from Langyi. Cao Song had been hiding in Chunlu and later moved to Langyi. After receiving the letter, he set out with his brother Cao Da and more than 40 family members, along with 100 servants and 100 carts, heading to Yanzhou. As they passed through Shuzhou, Tao Qian, always eager to befriend Cao Cao, took the chance to welcome him personally and hosted a banquet for 2 days. When Cao Song was ready to leave, Tao Qian accompanied him out of the city and assigned Captain Zhang Kai and 500 soldiers to escort him. When they reached the area between Hua and Fei, it was late summer and they were caught in heavy rain. They took shelter in an old temple. The monks accommodated them, and Cao Song ordered Zhang Kai to house the horses under the eaves. The soldiers, soaked and miserable, were grumbling. Zhang Kai gathered his officers and whispered, "We were once yellow turban remnants. Submitting to Tao Qian has gained us nothing. Now the Cao family brings with them riches and luxury. If you want to get rich, tonight at the third watch we strike. Kill them all, take their goods, and flee to the mountains." Everyone agreed. That night, the storm did not cease. Cao Song was sitting when he heard cries of murder from all around. Cao Da rushed out with a sword and was immediately slain. Cao Song tried to flee with his concubine, but she was too heavy to climb over the wall. Desperate, he hid with her in the latrine but was found and killed. Ying Xiao barely escaped and fled to Yuan Shao. Zhang Kai and his men slaughtered the household, looted the property, burned the temple, and fled to Huainan. Later generations wrote, Cao Cao, the crafty hero praised far and wide, once destroyed the Lu clan in its entirety. Now his own family meets death at every hand. Heaven's justice never errs in its decree. Meanwhile, Li Ju and Guisi wanted to kill Emperor Xian. Zhang Ji and Fan Shou advised, if you kill him now, no one will support you. Better to keep him alive, pretend to serve him, lure the lords into the capital, and then strike. Only then can you seize control. They agreed and spared the emperor. Emperor Xian, from the tower, asked, Wang Yun is dead. Why have the troops not withdrawn? Li Ju and Guisi replied, we have served the throne and received no reward, so we dare not leave. The emperor asked, what titles do you want? Li Ju, Guisi, Zhang Ji, and Fan Shou each wrote down the positions they wanted and forced the emperor to approve. Thus, Li Ju became general of chariots and cavalry, Marquis of Qiyang, inspector of the capital, with imperial tokens. Guisi was appointed rear general, Marquis of Meiyang. Fan Shou became right general, Marquis of Wanyan. Zhang Ji became general of agile cavalry, Marquis of Pingyang, stationed in Hongnou. Other men were also given positions. After expressing gratitude, they left the city and ordered the search for Dong Zhuo's body. Only some charred remains were found. They made a wooden dummy, dressed it in royal garments, placed it in a coffin, and chose a date to bury it in Meiwu. On the day of burial, heavy thunderstorms struck, flooding the area. Lightning split the coffin and cast out the body. They tried again after the storm, and again lightning struck. This happened 3 times, until the remains were reduced to ash. This showed that Dong Zhuo's sins were so great, even heaven rejected him. Summary. This chapter covers many turning points. New generals such as Eugene and Jian Wei joined Cao Cao. His father Cao Song is murdered en route to Yanzhou, leading Cao Cao to launch a bloody campaign against Shuzhou. Internal strife among Li Ju and Guisi's faction leads to Fan Chao's death, though Jiasu's strategies stabilize the court. Cao Cao's rampage is condemned by Chen Gong, who departs in disillusionment. Meanwhile, the Yellow Turbans rise again, and Cao Cao crushes them with great success, expanding his power and reputation. The court names him general who pacifies the East, and he gathers a brilliant team of strategists and warriors. Emperor Xian becomes a puppet, and Dong Zhuo's cursed remains cannot even be buried. Justice prevails in the end. Knowledge points. 1. This chapter mentions that Wang Yun plotted to kill Lu Bu, but historically, Lu Bu was killed by Cao Cao in the 3rd year of Jinan, AD 198, not by Wang Yun. 2. In the novel, Cao Cao is portrayed as a cunning and ruthless character, but historical records such as the records of the 3 kingdoms, Sangwozi, depict him more neutrally during his early years.